The Thinking Class. We bring together forward-thinking, spiritually conscious individuals to learn, share, grow, and reframe our mindsets. We push to reach our maximum potential on all levels so that we can unlock new spiritual and practical paths to strengthen the relationships that matter most and usher in a new era of intellectual and behavioral mastery. Thank you for joining the Thinking Class. LDA's Personal AI. Mr. Davis here to serve you. Keep it spiritual, keep it player.
Salute everyone. This is Lawrence D. Adams. This is when spirituality was going away. And the game combines. You have the Thinking Class today. I'm gonna cut right to it because I need to talk about this because I done seen it on social media all this week. So I definitely want to talk about it. And the thing, I've said this many times on this show, and I said it many times on, if you go back and listen to any of my content, a lot of content I pulled off, but if you listen to any of my content I've done in the past, you know what I haven't talked about this. Men, speak your piece. Brother, speak your piece. And I think it's very imperative in this day and age that we're in, that men begin to speak their piece. What I mean by peace, I spelled it correctly how I wanted to spell it. I didn't say peace, P-E-A-C-E. I said peace, P-I-E-C-E. The reason why I said that, because a lot of men have been internalizing what they need to say, and it has been eating them up on the inside. Let me say that again. A lot of men have been internalizing things that they need to say, that they need to express, that they need to put out there, and they have been internalizing it. And what happened is it has been eating them up emotionally inside. Whether you want to admit it or not, this society and the gynocracy that we live in has not made a place, and as they shouldn't make a place, they're not going to make a place for a man to express or to say what he needs to say. I grew up in the age back in the 70s and the 80s where my father would take me to Phil's Barbershop on 105. You know the song, 105 or the 110th Street. What's going on? What's good? What's going on, Bishop? And he took me to Phil's Barbershop. We walked down the street from Hathaway over to Phil's Barbershop on 105, and we would go on Saturdays. My father would get it cut, then we would get a haircut, and I will listen to the older men begin to talk about things that were going on in their lives. They needed a place where they can just let it all hang loose. They weren't judged about it. They were corrected on some things, but this was the place at Phil's Barbershop. My father took me and my brother. I was so happy to go the first time that I went to Phil's Barbershop. And on Saturdays, it was Worldwide World of Sports used to come on. Worldwide World of Sports used to come on, and we used to watch the Muhammad Ali fight. Old Muhammad Ali fights. This back in the 70s. So I'm saying that because that was a place. We're so sensitive now. If you say safe space, oh, men don't need safe space, he must be sassy. No, that was a place that men went and they talked, they chewed the fat, they talked about what's going on. They talked, they talked, they shared, they did all kind of things in this particular place. And it was at the barbershop. Well, right now, we have men who have been trained since they were little boys not to say what's on their mind, because if they say it is on their mind, you might get reprimanded, you might be challenged, you might be saying, if you say that, this is not right. And we have men who have been internalizing things that have been going on in their lives. I know y'all don't want to hear this, but this is the truth. So we have men walking around, we said this many times, who are, my father had an old tape recorder whose button is pushed on mute. Everything is playing, the tape is rolling in the tape player, but it's on mute. So when you go back and listen to what was recorded, you don't hear anything because everything was on mute. This is how a lot of men are walking through life. They're walking through life on mute. They do not express themselves. They do not share what they think, what they feel. Now, I'm going to say this correctly, because men think. They're not sharing what they think. They have not expressing themselves, and it's taking a toll on them. And especially what happens is it begin to end. I'm going to say it again till you get it, and internalizes in their body. And a lot of men, the reason why they're sick. Too many men are carrying burdens inside that they need to let go with their words. Let me say that again. Too many men are carrying burdens, carrying thoughts, carrying secrets, carrying disappointments, carrying hurts, carrying pains, carrying excitement, carrying celebrations that they can't share with anybody because there's no one to listen. Don't come on this channel talking crazy today. Don't talk about he being sassy. It's sassy. Men don't need no safe space. This thing I created here was for men to have a safe space to say what they need to say and not feel like somebody was going to judge them, beat them up, and tear them down. I don't need to talk about some of the situations I experienced. We can even say within the church. I'm not talking about Bishop Carlton Pearson. I'm not going to even talk about that. But where do you go? Where do you go, man? Where you can say, hey, I'm going through this. My wife is doing this. My kids are acting up like this. I'm having a financial struggle right here. I seen a beautiful interview yesterday. Willie Moore Jr. and Israel Houghton. I watched the whole thing. It was beautiful. I was taken back by it, because you seen two men articulating and expressing what they think, and they're navigating through divorce, and Israel Houghton now being remarried, and the things that took place. What's going on, brother? Things that took place between him being a gospel artist, going to a divorce, and then several years later going and being remarried again. Who does he go to and he's not shamed and beat down? Where does he go where he can say, hey, man, this is what's really going on. I messed up, or she messed up, or this marriage ain't working. We have not looked at the optics of what men are going through. This is why I've said a lot of times, a lot of men are doing a lot of, shout out to BGS. Don't want nobody to think I took BGS, shout out to him. A lot of men have done a lot of emotional labor for everyone around them, from their family, from their church, from their wives, from their kids, from the people at work, from their bosses, from everyone else. And who is going to do the emotional labor? Who's going to listen and do the emotional labor for them? Blacks are under spiritual attack with no space and spending most of their time in safe, protective. Yeah. Where do you go? Shout out to everyone that's in the chat room, to everybody, the brothers in the chat room. Where do you go to speak your piece? What outlets do you have where you can say, you can go to lunch? One of the things, you can go and you can say what you need to say. One of the things my father did, he would take each child separately and go to lunch. He would share, and then he would allow you to share. Let me say that again. He would share, and then he would allow you to share. I never forget one of the things he shared with me when we were at Tower City here in Cleveland. He would say, son, I see you done read through the whole Bible. I'm glad you know the Bible and you know it back and forth and you can quote it. That's good. But one thing he said, son, I'm going to tell you one thing. You got to expand your knowledge base of not just what you believe, but what other people believe. Because I was on a trajectory, brothers, I'm here to tell you, where it was this way and that's it. And I didn't want to hear nobody else. If you weren't speaking what I was saying, I didn't want to hear if you was a Muslim. I didn't want to hear you didn't believe in the Gnostic. I believe you. I don't want to hear nothing if you wasn't believing in my particular denomination. And what happened is I shut down so many other people because I closed myself off because they didn't believe the way I did. Here, after that conversation with my father at Tower City, I had to open my eyes and look at a different optics and say, you know what? Let me hear what these other brothers are saying and other people are saying and expand my mental palate so I can digest more than what I see with my little narrow mind. Because I was gone. Man, you couldn't tell me anything. If you didn't say like the Bible say, and this way, you were not going to deal with me. My father had to expand my safe space or my space to adjust. He had to adjust my borders. My father had to adjust my borders. Say, son, you got to be able to, he told me, you got to be able to talk more about just the Bible. You got to be able to talk about sports. You got to be talking about politics. You got to be able to talk about situations that are going on. You got to be able to talk about relative things, historical things. You got to expand. Let me expand your space. Too many us men are so narrow-minded that we have not expanded our space to adapt conversations that we may not agree with. You need to expand your borders. You don't have to agree with them, but it doesn't mean you can't listen to them. So I'm saying, men, begin to find where you can speak your piece. Find where you can speak your piece. See, a lot of men are reluctant to speak their piece because if they speak their piece, we're afraid within this current climate that we're in on social media and the world we're in, it'll come back and haunt you. You need to find a place where you know you can share something and it's not going to get back. It's not going to be in the news. It's not going to be talked about. We have left that. We have now do not have a place for men to do that. If this is resonating with you, never put a 1 in the chat room. If you picking up what I'm putting down, or you've been in a place where you had no place, you had put a 1 in the chat. You had no place where you can actually just let your afro down or let your dreads down. You can let your straight hair down, your bald head down. I got a bald head. If you've been there where you said, where do I turn to? Where do I have a place where I can just be me and not somebody trying to beat me on the head or trying to correct me and say you're wrong and you're right? Have you ever not had a safe space? I'm afraid that a lot of men are looking for that safe space. Or since somebody going to come back and say, well, that sounds sassy. I don't give a rat's you know what if you think it sounds sassy. Men had that place. They had secret orders. They have places where they went and they shared. So if you got something against that, talk about that. Yeah, right. Not even on YouTube, not even on these YouTube streets. Correct. So don't come in here talking about that sounds sassy, talk about safe space. You need to go check. For thousands and thousands of years, thank you, brotherhood, thank you. There have been places that men have where they can just go and they can say, hey, this is what's going on, brother. Whether it was the lodge, whether it was the fraternity, whether it was the cigar lounge, whether it was different orders, whatever it was, whether it was different men's group at the church or whatever the case may be, where men were able to just go there. I'm not ego driven, but be there to play a place where they can express themselves and share what's on their heart and what's on their mind, and also get answers for the things that are going on in their lives. We in these Western world have done so much emotional labor. So much emotional labor. You've been such a workhorse in these communities, in your city, and for the pastors and bishops and prophets, man, I feel for you because you do so much emotional labor for everyone else. Who does it for you? Who picks up the pieces for you? Who deals with when you have to cry, when you have disappointments? Where do you go? Where do you go, the working man? You go to work every day, you come back. Where do you go? Who do you turn to? Do you lend yourself to vices, sex, pornography, drinking, smoking, whatever that may be? I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you what it is. Where do you go? Many times the only outlet that a lot of men have is when they're able to live vicariously through watching sports. That's when they can be like, yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, that's my team. They can yell, they can scream, they can holler, they can say the ref was wrong. They know all the stats, and people get mad, and particularly women get mad when he know all the stats for that particular team, and he know what this person, how high he can jump, but why he don't remember my birthday. It's a place where he can go and be himself. I think of an example that's in the Old Testament, and it's very clear, but everybody talks about it, and people make fun about it, but I think it's very relative about a safe space, and I think you need to hear about it. I'm gonna paraphrase the story real quick because I want you to get the gist of what I'm saying. There was this guy, and if you haven't known about a guy named Samson, he had the locks he had the dreadlocks, man, he had the dreadlocks, he had locks, and he had the secret powers in his locks. Now he had a wife. He dealt with some prostitutes, and he made a promise to God that he can't tell nobody what his strength was. So he didn't even tell his wife. So the people got, the people that his enemies, I think the Palestinians, wherever they got mad, like, hey man, we got to do something with this Samson. He tearing things up. So they send Delilah. What did Delilah offer that his wife and prostitutes and even the congregation that he served did not offer him? Delilah, whether you like her or not, whether you agree with her, you say she was scheming, ain't nothing different from Delilah than what's going on now. They commissioned her to find the secret to Samson's strength. And he will not. Thank you. Please read Judges chapter 14, 15. If you think Uncle Lion, shalom, peace. Shalom to you, Yahoo. Thank you so much. What did Samson do? They commissioned Delilah to go after Samson. They already knew he loved women. He loved the girls with that with that bang, bang, bang. He loved that. They knew that Samson loved them women with the bang, the bang, the pop, 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 what's going on, brother? American Brazilian. They knew he loved them type of women. They knew that. So they commissioned Delilah to go and find out what is the secret to his strength. It ain't no different from today. What did Delilah create that the wife didn't create, that the prostitutes was popping bottles with them? What did she create that the other women did not create? She allowed him to, after his fighting, to lay, what's going on, Ted? She allowed him to lay his head on her lap. She allowed Samson, after he'd been fighting, bang, 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 bang. He was out there getting it, kick it. He was getting it in, fighting the enemy. All the time, Delilah's like, oh, I got your favorite dish, boo. I got your hot and fresh. I got your buns ready. She gave him some loving, but she gave him what? A place to lay his head. And after so much turmoil of fighting and going back and forth, he had a safe space or a place where he can share his heart, where he wasn't judged or put down. You're going to catch the story because y'all ain't never seen it this way. Big booties, I can't lie. All right. Let me read this comment. Once I decided not to be workhorse for the unappreciated folks, families, including, they all looked at me and decided, but my life is much enlightened the low too. Correct. Appreciate that. Appreciate that cash app right there. Appreciate that. Appreciate that cash. I'm surprised it didn't ring through. Sorry about that. So I want you to get, so she created a place where he can be able to say, hey, today was a hard day. Oh, it is, boo. Oh, it's okay. Now tell me again, what's the secrets to your locks? Babe, I can't tell that. I made that promise to the Lord. And I can't share that with you. But what's the secret to your locks? Tell me what it is, Samson. She said, okay, don't worry about it. She rubbed him down, blessed him with some blessings. Give him some bountiful blessings. What happened? After a while, after fighting and going back and forth, and his wife, he left his wife because he's seen the Delilah. Prostitutes were just, hey, ho, 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 jingle bell, ho, ho, ho. They were doing all that. So you can see it's beyond just the sex, brothers. It's beyond just the booty and the beauty. It was a place where he can be able to share his heart. After a while being wore down, he shared with Delilah the secrets to his strength was in his hair. So she went, and what did she do? Oh, I get what you're good. I'm glad you said we're going to talk about that. She softened Samson up, right? I got you. I see you, True. I get you. So she got him, and she went back and told her people, yo, I got the goods. I got the DMs. Samson just DM'd me. Girl, what he DM you? I know the secret to his strength. No, you don't. Yes, I do. It's in his logs. He told me that. For real? Yeah, he told me that the secrets to his logs is in his DM. How'd you get that? Girl, I create this safe space for him to share whatever he wants. And guess what happened? When Samson went out there to fight, they got him and captured him. And the first thing they did was they cut his hair. He said, oh, cuz. Whoa. No, man, you didn't cut my hair. He cut his hair. Strength gone. Metaphorically, we can say that hair can be his knowledge, his strength, his wisdom, his understanding, his ability to do whatever it is. So when he went out to fight again, he was getting defeated. So he had somebody guide him to the post in the temple where they were fighting at, and he pushed the pillars and killed himself. I want you to get the story in the full. I didn't paraphrase it to the paraphrase cannot be. Too many men are first going to a safe space that's not safe, that's telling your secrets. Two, you got to watch who your enemies are, because they're trying to use you to kill you. Second of all, I want you to get this part. If Samson took and pushed the pillars apart, who died in the midst of that? Samson did. Too many men are emotionally, spiritually, and physically dying because they gave their safe space away to people who did not value it. Y'all need to let that sink in. You need to speak your peace to the right people who can understand your peace. Too many men are dying. Samson died in the midst of the battle because he told his most valuable wisdom, his jewels. He told his wisdom, the secret to who he was, his strength, to someone who deceived him because he was in search for a safe space. Man, y'all ain't hearing me. Y'all ain't hearing me. Y'all ain't hear me. Y'all want this. Y'all want that little popcorn. Show me how to get game. I'm gonna get these numbers. Man, I'm trying to save your soul. Two hungry souls, the bitter and morsel is sweet. Yeah. Let me get this comment. Hey, LD, I bought a new new car coat and wore it in a fedora to a frame show and the art frames. I feel overdressed, but did it anyway. I got 50% discount. Thought about you. Appreciate that. Softening up old Samson, right? It is best not to share things with this. So this is the thing. I'm not going to say it's best not to share things with a woman. You got to make sure you share it with the right woman, with the right group of men. I just seen something today with Jeezy and Jeannie Ma. His homeboy from many years now spilling the beans about him. So it ain't just the women. So don't be on gonna say that. It ain't just the women. His homeboy, yeah, man, I believe Jeezy. He ain't never been faithful. He ain't never been faithful. Now his homeboy got something to say. His homeboy was with him when he was out there in the trap. Now he talking. He was supposed to be a safe space. But his homeboy then flipped on him because he realized, hey, man, I might as well flip this bird and give me some money, too. Since y'all giving out money, I'm going to get some, too. You ain't never pay me anyway. So I want to say it's just women. We're not going to say that today, even though I could get very, very, very deep down on it with the women. But I'm saying, look at even that situation. That's why I stay sucker free. I'm telling you. And I want you to really get this. I want you to get this. You got to be, this is the thing, because of our desire to have this safe space, we create safe spaces without vetting the person or the group or the people that we can have safe spaces with. Apparently, Jeezy thought that his homeboy was down with him, but now he's talking, singing like a bird because he's trying to get that paycheck. And I'm going to say allegedly, so nobody come here to this channel and say, well, ODA said it was so. No, allegedly. You ain't come suing me because it's talking about defamation of character now. Allegedly. So you got to think about it. This is the reason why men need to speak their piece. Some things I'm going to tell you personally. I have different levels of people that I speak certain things to. If me and Jono get on we get on this. Let me turn this up right here. Sorry about that. Oops. Me and Jono, I don't know why it's me and Jono. I don't know why this is dark, but okay, it bothers me. Me and Jono, we get on the phone. Dude, it's about to be 3-hour conversation. 3 hours. How many hours? 3 hours. There you go. Turn the lights up on here. 3-hour conversation with me and Jono. We get to be we get to share from top to bottom, from church to street. There's certain people I know, and I know what we share ain't going nowhere. Me and Governor, we get on there, we talk on what? Talk on about, boom, 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 talk about this. You got to find people who got your back for real, where you can speak your piece. And not only speak your piece, but hold you accountable. See, Samson didn't have nobody say, yo, man, you better leave them, you better leave them, you better leave them chicks alone, man. You better leave them birds alone. And what happened to Samson? He already had a wife. He was already messing with them prostitutes. He was out there getting that yeah. He was out there messing with them prostitutes. So by the time Delilah came in, she just came right on in and snatched the secret to his strength, was his locks. That's how a lot of men are. The secret to your strength is being cut off because you lay in your lap in the wrong place. You are laying your lap. You're laying your head in the lap of the wrong place, with the wrong woman, with the wrong group of people, with the wrong people at your jobs, with the wrong family member. Because you know family members will flip on you and talk about you like a dog and a cat and a rat and a mouse and a whatever else, a cricket, like a roach. You're sharing it with the wrong people. And sometimes, men, you may not find that place. What do you do when you cannot find that place? Where do you go when you have nowhere to express or to say what you think? The thing you must do is get it out of you. One of the things I do, and I've showed you many times, I have a journal and I write. Let me, y'all, since y'all want to believe me, let me find it again. Where is it at? Where is it at? Y'all want to believe me? You're like, why LDA always do this? Now I can't find it now. I don't know what I did with it. What did I do with it? Where's my journal? Oh, here it is. This is what I do. Look at this. Almost look like a Bible. I write exactly how I really feel. Oh, bro, you about to get me right. I'm about to go right there. That's my next thing. I write exactly what I'm thinking. I do not put the editor on. Some of y'all be writing, I went to the store and the store had green and I felt so happy. And no, man. I went to the store. This dude almost stepped on my new J's, and I did not like it. You need to tell in your journal, if you have nowhere to go to think to get that emotional labor off of you, you need to go tell it. This is the reason why a lot of men are not living long, because they're not telling what's going on. I watched. I don't even talk about Bishop Carlton Pearson. I watch men who have internalized hurt, disappointments, things that are going on in their lives because the optics of the church, or say the community, didn't agree with them. Where does he go? Where does you go? Where do you go, man? If the red pill don't agree with you, if the blue pill don't agree with you, yellow pill don't agree with you, or the dating coach or the password, where do you go? Where do you go to say, hey, I'm going through something. I need to talk. I just need somebody to hear me out, plain and simple. Let me get what my brother said right here, because I think this is it. Folks can't get a word out of me nowadays unless it's worth it. I don't do small talk about nothing, right? I understand. But you need a place where you can have big talk and get it out of you. Thank you for that. Thank you, so Mr. Black, for that Cash App. I want to make sure I emphasize that again. If this is blessed, you get to hit that Cash App, hit that Super Chat, whatever, because this needs to be talked about. I had another buddy of mine from a guy I knew from school, died in his sleep. There's a weed dispensary nearby. You can smoke but so much weed, brother. And you need to find a place. You can blow it up in the air you want to. But at the end of the day, Mary, right there. Some actually have that place but never utilize it. Very good. Very good point. And let me emphasize, because Mary make a good point. Some men do have those places, but I will say this, because I just seen something with Ace Metaphor, and he was explaining the very thing that we're talking about. And the woman in the dialogue or in the conversation immediately switched up on him and tried to rephrase what he said. Sometimes there are spaces, but I don't think a lot of people can handle the weight of when men say what they really be thinking. Put a number 2 in the chat room. That you've been in a situation where you expressed what you were thinking and the person could not handle the weight of what you were saying. So you just say, well, you know what? I gotta speak my piece here. Put a 2 in the chat room. When you've been if you've been in a place where you expressed the weight of what you were thinking and the person could not handle it, put a 2 in the chat room. I want to see something. I got a couple minutes to go. Weed doesn't do anything for me anymore. I can't go around them. Oh boy, put a 2. When you just say, hey, this is what it is. And the person's like, oh my God, you hurt my feelings. I don't believe you did that. I didn't mean to expect you to say that. Put a 2 of you get what I'm picking up, what I'm putting down. That means we need to define what safe space is. Safe space is where you hear me completely and the weight of what I have to say. You hear me and you hear the weight of what I have to say. Thank you for the 2s in there, brothers. I appreciate that. In the current climate that we're in right now, with inflation going through the roof and housing doing this and the market is going crazy, you will need a place to say, hey, let this air out this balloon. And let me help some of your brothers. Sex ain't going to even do it. You can sex. You think you sex is going to do it. It ain't going to do it. When you share with a woman, they lose some respect for you because you as a man should have it all. Thank you so much for that thought right there, brother. That is the misnomer, and that is the problem inside of the community. We have been forced to be Superman all the time that we have not given the opportunity to say, can I be Clark Kent? And can you respect Clark Kent? Let's be this to be very clear. We're all supernatural beings, but at the same time, let me say it again. We're very much human. We do not have it all together. I don't have it all together. People I know around me don't have it all together. And if you cannot live up to to especially women and especially other people's expectation of you. You can't do it. I know y'all may not like it, but I'm just telling you like it is. In this culture or in this gynocracy, it is expected for men to do the emotional labor, not to say anything, be quiet. And if you say anything, you need to get back in line. Don't say anything because I didn't want to hear what you need to say. And if I do say something, you're going to lose respect from me. Do you understand why men to say, like my brother said up here, I just decided, what did he say, folks? Folks can't get a word out of me nowadays unless it's worth it. I don't do small talk or nothing. That's where a lot of men have taken their lives to be. That's not good and that's not healthy. That's why we say go to therapy. Why do you go to therapy? To talk out what's going on inside of you. To talk about what took place, how this took place, how you thought about this, how you perceived this, what you thought. Remember, I'm saying that. Now y'all talking, yeah. You're about to learn that the hard way. That's why you must have a tribe or someone else to talk to. Correct. See? Brothers, y'all understanding it. Y'all getting it. You got to have a place. Let me say this too, because I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna have to brush my say it. Father's going on. Let me say this too. You got to be careful, even in this, with other men who don't offer you the courtesy to allow you to say what you need to say. Y'all got to catch what I just said. You got to watch out, because there's other men who've been trained in this gynocracy to not give you the permission or give you the courtesy to say what you need to say. No, you just go through it. Don't worry about it. You'll be all right. No, I ain't all right. This ain't good. This marriage is not working. This job ain't getting it. I can't do this no more. I did a whole thing on depression last year. Depression is lack of expression. We have too many men whose mental health, whose mental space ain't working for them no more. They have not spoke their piece. I feel that, brother. You can keep pit business off the streets and keep peace in yourself. It ain't healthy, but neither are other alternatives to a small spilling your business. You got to find a place where you can allow it to be shared. I watch men from all stratospheres, economical platforms, who wish they had a place where they can just shoot the breeze. Just this week, I was in the process of fixing something at the job. I seen this dude. We went to opposing high schools. He went to Shaw. I went to Collinwood. If you're from Cleveland, you know what that means. And I seen him, and I said, "What's up, brother? What's going on?" I said, "Man, I gotta go because I gotta go to another building." He said, "Oh, okay, brother." But I picked up that the man just needed to talk. So I sat there at the nurse's station, and we talked about old restaurants. We talked about the old times. We talked about bicycles. We talked about Silvermans. We talked about life. We talked about school. We talked about, we just talked about life. I realized that me going to my next destination and what I needed to do with my job was important. But what was also important is this man just needed another man to say, "Hey, hear me out. Let's reminisce how it used to be back around this particular neighborhood." I don't know what he was going through. He don't know where I was going through. But to have that conversation was like fresh air. It's like getting oxygen. Because I don't know what that brother was going through. But he needed to express how it used to be when we were kids. I think he's about a year plus older than me. But he needed that. We didn't share deep things. It was just sharing how we used to do when we had bikes, how we used to, go to this particular skate ring and this particular shopping area, how it used to be. That's where I'm talking about. It was a safe space. Let me read this comment because it's really good. Yeah, some men are like women. Bingo. I got to do some claps on that. They act like women and gossip and got to be careful. Very true. Then guys like JC's ex, Will Smith's ex, Puffy's bodyguard come up back around years later telling your safe space business because they want to see you hurt. Yeah, bingo. Bingo. I want you to understand something. I want you to get used to speaking your piece. I hope on this channel, my hope and my dearest earnest endeavor, because I have women that come here and I don't allow any woman to disrespect or to cut off any man that's on here. And I don't allow you to do that to any woman. That's a good point, right? They ain't men, they're males. That I have created a channel. I created a safe space, and I wanted to say a safe space. I was like, that sounds sassy. That's sassy, LVA. Ain't no man need no safe space. Shut that front door up. You make me want to say another word. That I created a space where men can say what they need to say, express what they need to express, even if they're dead to the honest to God wrong, and can be created, can be corrected. And so that they can grow. I need you to speak your piece. Speak your piece. Now, I put peace as a little piece of a whole, but I also need you to speak your piece, P-E-A-C-E. Speak your piece. At this point, who cares what the women speak against us? They have no solutions. All right. See, speaking in peace. Yeah, LD, have a friend from school, and we reminisce about the old days a lot. Good times. See, thank you, Wade. Appreciate that. Right. I hope I created a space where you guys can have an arena to express unfiltered, just express what you think and what's going on. I really need to I have to create it where it has to be beyond a paywall. The reason why I'm saying that, because it has to be where you can say, hey man, for $5 a month or for $10 a month, I can say, I can come here, I'm gonna get something that's raw, uncut, that everybody ain't getting. So I'm working on the back end of that. If $5 a month ain't gonna hurt nobody. But if it's a place where you can say, hey, I can come here. I know my business ain't gonna be getting out there. Nobody screenshotting, none of that happened. You'll come there. A lot of men need that. Let me say this. Let me help some people out. Let me help some people out. I'm gonna read this comment. I'm gonna say this. That's a big problem. Too many guys can't accept corrections, one, and can never grow when they think they ain't wrong. Correct. What's going on, Alfie? Good to see you, brother. Same thing. We have a safe space between Alfie and I. We talk about some things I would never share. Nobody would ever know. If you do this is the reason why I have to think about what's my why for this channel. One of the whys is for men to have a place where they can get spirituality in the game, but not just for women, but for life. I have another safe space. What he commented, it was American Brazilian. We talk about some things. I'm not going to share ever what we talked about, because I have to, in order to create a safe space, y'all need to hear this. And y'all need to hear this. In order to create a safe space, thank you. Before I thank you, Yahoo. You right there on the mic. I can't even get it out my mouth. Thank you so much, brother. And I got 10 minutes and I got to go. You have to create a code of what happens here doesn't go from here. Y'all didn't hear me. Y'all make sure y'all hear me. You have to create a code that what we share right here It ain't hurting. Nobody's getting hurt. You ain't raping nobody. You ain't shot nobody. You ain't did. It has to be a code where it's WW. It has to be a place where you have a place where you zip it up. Too many guys have loose lips and they sinking ships. Too many guys are pillow talking, telling their girls. And I looked at a lot of mafia stuff. I love mafia because of the order and things like that. Many times we'll get to a lot of mafia guys in troubles because they're pillow talking not with their wives, but with the side chick, and the side chick, I'm mad at you, and she begin to tell everything. Loose lips sinks ships. Where can I go where I know my name, my situation is not going to be take it in the mud? That's what we need to create here. Wow, right here. Wow, right here. This comment right here, Fear Soul. He's been for every evolution and every iteration of what we've been doing here. I can honestly say you provided that safe space here in the thinking class. It's been years and nothing has left the room. That's what I'm talking about right there. This is where you, as Joe Blas said, this is where you get correction and where you can grow. Let me get his comment because it was right on point. You get correction and where you go. So you need to speak your peace, but also speak your peace when it comes to this. I don't know about you guys. We're coming into a new year. You just speak your peace. Don't bottle that stuff inside. Let me say this last thing. Y'all let me know y'all want me to say this last thing in this last couple minutes. Let me say this one thing. Y'all may not like what I'm about to say. It may go against your program. The chip might go off in you. If I say with this last, you want to hear this last thing I'm going to say? It's going to be hard. It's going to mess with you when I'm about to say next. Let me know in the chat room. Y'all want to hear it. It's going to mess with you, but I'm going to have to say it. I'm going to have to say it. You want to hear this last thing? Let me know. Let me know in the chat room. Ain't nobody, y'all let me know in the chat room. Y'all want to hear this last thing? I know it's a delay. Let me know in the chat room. Let's hear it, Uncle. All right. That's all I need. Say it. All right. I'm going to say this. All right. I do. Okay. All right. One. All right. Y'all want to hear it. Thank you. I know it's a delay, but I got to say this because a lot of you guys are right there. I've been there. Let's be very transparent. I've been there. I said it. I've been there. We don't do partners over here. Sorry. Find you a woman. First, find you a group of men that you can share and let your weight of who you are be said. Find you a woman who can handle the weight of what you have to say and who can hear you. Ooh, boy. Yeah, we don't do partners here. No. Y'all can have all the partners you want. We're not doing partners over here. I'm not your partner. Prince said, I want to be your lover. I want to be your man. I want to be the one you call and tell you. Nah, he didn't say I want to be your partner. Prince didn't never say you want to be a partner. He said, I want to be your man. I want to be your lover. That's what Prince said. I'm just saying what Prince said, and I'm agreeing with Prince. We don't do partners over here. Partner. Find you a place where you have that safe space, where you can share, where you can unload, when you can download what's going on. And then also, if you guys who got relationships or looking for relationships, make sure you have a woman who can handle the weight of what you have to share. I understand that some women cannot handle it. I understand that some group of men cannot handle it. I understand that you have to be very careful. You have to vet for that. I'm finding a woman who does. Am I finding a woman, or does the woman find me, or is so that already have her? You playing a somatic game. Very good one. I like that. And I got a couple minutes, and I'll say it this way. You know our teaching here. It all starts within. So I couldn't go without saying that you find her within you first. But also, too, you vet. You vet who you're going to be, who's going to be there. What's going on? This shout out to this man right here. Been knowing him for years. It's had to be my son's is 20 coming up on 23. So it's over 26 years. Shout out to, y'all give a shout out to the man himself, Curtis Wade. Please give him a shout out in the chat room. I appreciate that, brothers. Please give a shout out to Curtis Wade, prophet, man of God. Give a shout out to him, please. A woman that respects you and loves you will show you when something is wrong, and she can tell. I like that. Definitely shout out to this brother right here. Shout out to, I think, man, it's been over that. So my son's 23, coming on 23, about 26, 27 years been knowing him. Shout out to him. This man came in to drop down to Cleveland doing what he do. Salute to you, brother. Please give y'all salute to, shout out to, thank you, please. He came in, he dropped down from Cleveland from Riverside, California, came in and did his thing. I never forgot that. And always been kind. Let me say this, because a lot of times we don't give flowers to people. We want to give flowers after the flowers, after they're, I'm going to give my flowers now to this man. This man came in and prophesied, shared, gave his heart, went through things, ups and downs. I salute you right now, man of God. I salute you. I remember with the Jerry curl. I remember the gazelle glasses. I remember back then. I remember you sweating. I remember you getting up there and toiling in ministry. I remember. Like they say, I'm like old hip hop. I was there. And I want to salute you. We need to salute other men and other women too. But I'm say this right here. We need to salute other men. I salute him. You don't know the impact. You don't know the impact that he had. And stylish. You got more shoes than you can wink that you can wink at. So I salute you. Dress his behind off. You think I dress? I don't got nothing on, brother. I don't got nothing on Curtis Wade. So I want to salute him, man. If you, I don't know if you're at work or whatever the case may be, you definitely, I got a few minutes. You definitely welcome to come up, and I can send you a link. But I have to salute this man, because a lot of times we don't celebrate people unless they're celebrities. We don't celebrate other people unless they're celebrities. We don't celebrate people unless they're. Send it, please. Let me send it to your DM. 1 second. I'm gonna send it to your DMs. 1 second. Let me find your name here, and I'm gonna send you a link. I'm gonna send him a link, and then this is gonna be good. There we go. Boom. I'm gonna send it to your DM on Facebook. As soon as I get to it. Oh, there we go. There you go. Boom, 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 paste. Boom, here we go. All right, this is going to be good. All you got to do is hit that link, and you'll come right up. Y'all about to be, whoo, y'all think I'm some, yeah, thank you. That's what I'm loving. Yeah, I sent you the link on the Facebook, so this going to be good. Come up. Yeah, bro. Yeah, y'all want him to come up. This dude, this is 20, it had to be 27 to 28 years ago. Dropped down to Cleveland from Riverside. gazelles on. Fly. Bless us with your presence, baby. So when he come up, I just gave him the link to come up. Man, this gonna be epic. I'm glad y'all started to wake through because I just about to drop out. Let me see, make sure he got it. Yeah, I sent it to him. All right. Make sure he got it. And I'll see when he pops up. I love technology. Y'all gonna be this gonna be good. This gonna be good. Y'all about to. And I had to give him, I'm gonna say this again, I'm gonna give him his flowers now, man. People don't understand how impactful somebody else is on their lives, especially a man. So I'm gonna let him come up, wait for him to come up and just send him the link. So all you gotta do is click the link, boom, boom, boom. You don't have to show yourself. You can just you can take your shot, whatever the case may be. But this shout out to this brother. I'm telling you. I have to get the roses today, not just the rose flowers. I got to give the gold chains, all that. Hopefully you come up and get the link. All you got to do is click the link. You got it. I see you read it. Let me see if he comes up. I can see when he comes up. It'll pop up and make sure I sent the right link. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. So we waiting on you, brother, to come up. But let me say that again before, because I know everybody at work doing what they need to do, but I gotta emphasize this. It's so imperative that we as men have a place where we can share and we can express and we talk about. Oh, here he is. There. Wait a minute. We gotta give him an introduction to the man. Y'all give a warm introduction to this man, the one and only, all the way from California. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Doing good. Man, I know you. I know you got wisdom. I know you got wisdom on what
Just
I'm
a
talking.
little bit. Just a little bit.
Go ahead. You got the floor.
What are we talking about?
So about importance of men speaking their piece. So I gave the whole backdrop of how Delilah offered a place for Samson to share his secrets that he couldn't share with his wife, he couldn't share with the prostitutes, he couldn't even share with the people around him because he made a promise to who? God.
Right.
But with Delilah, she offered a place for him to share not only his secrets, but he shared his peace there. So backdrop is importance of men being able to have a place to share their peace.
I think in the spectrum of Samson and Delilah, the one thing that she did for him, she touched him in a place where he was vulnerable. Because see, you ask most people to give you a description of Samson in the Bible, and they will tell you 9 times out of 10, he's a buff, dude who looks like Adonis or Mr. Universe. But the Bible clearly says that when the anointing came upon him, he gained strength. So it wasn't his physical attributes, it was his spiritual attribute. That was the thing. He looked normal, but he had extraordinary abilities through God. And oftentimes we in the church, all people see is our anointing. They're drawn to our anointing. But she was drawn to the man. And so anytime we are out here, looking for relationships and looking for something, we tell people all the time, well, and unfortunately we live in this age of the internet, social media, and all of this stimulation. So you got to have the bag, you got to have this, you have to have that, you have to have the other. But the problem is we want people to have these things when we meet them. And if I already got this when I met you, then that's not what I need you for. I need companionship. See, the Bible, God only says one time in his word where he kind of refuted something that he did. It says he looked at Adam and it was good. It was not good that Adam was alone.
Right.
And I was sharing with some fellas the other day. You got a lot of people of a certain age now. I could be single for the rest of my life, but there is a grace that is not attributed to your life if you are single. Because what does the scripture say? It says that a wise man builds an inheritance for his children's children. But check the second part out. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. Well, if you don't have anybody left to inherit what you have, why do I give you an inheritance in the first place?
Oh my God.
You know, we just, you know, and everything now is quick. You know, everything is, I want it right now. And that's not the way to build a relationship. I'll share this with you guys. I heard a brother say this, is not my word, so I'm not going to take credit for it. He says, your feelings are not fact. And brother, I had to sit in that thing. Because 9 times out of 10, when we're talking to our mate, our significant others, I feel like this, I feel like that. It's cool to feel like that, but your feelings may not be fact.
Correct.
You might be carrying baggage from a past relationship, your upbringing, something someone said to you. You know, we all have triggers, and this person may not know your triggers. And unfortunately, we are more intimate with people than we have more intimacy than we have intimate moments. And so we all about, I hope you don't mind me saying, we out there to get them draws.
Yeah.
And we speed, we go 100 over the speed bumps, and the things we would not tolerate, we get in relationship with good sex because the sex is better than this thing. But then after a while, we got to deal with what's on the table.
That's
you know,
facts.
a sister was telling me, you know, her dude was this and her dude was that, and he wasn't doing this. And so I just asked the question, well, how? And I just, you know me, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Well, how long y'all been intimate? Well, I said, well, hold on, time out. You didn't vet this dude before you undressed in front of him? And so now you got all these problems that have come up that had you taken a moment and not just been in your flesh, because you never get long-term results out of short-term relationships. Never. It don't work.
Never.
So then we have all these people out here talking about, well, there ain't no good men. Yes, there are. Yeah, it is. You just have to be willing to do the work.
That's they don't want to put in the work. I got a question for you. Okay. So how important it is during your course of your life, was it for you to have a safe space or a place where you can express what you was thinking without being judged?
Brother, that's ongoing. Because see, the person you with, they have to be able to embrace the little boy in their man. You know, I like to call it now the George Floyd effect. Remember when George got killed? Brothers was going around here crying and upset and having physical ailments because we did not know how to deal with that trauma that we saw. But then we also have had traumas in our life. So now you'll get a dude that he'll have 15 girls on the line because he's afraid to be committed to one.
Okay.
Because if I show her my softer side, she gonna think I'm a punk. Because especially in our community, we were raised, men don't cry, square your shoulders up, be a man. But wait a minute, being a man is not just a physical thing. Being a man, I'm body, soul, and spirit. So if my wife disappoints me, I have to first sit in it, make sure I'm not tripping, and then we sit in a safe space and say, hey, this is what I'm going through. This is how I'm feeling. Yes, Bill. And so those are the communications that we have to have. Am I safe with you?
Oh, okay.
I need to be able to ask that question. Can I be safe with you? And, you know, I heard you giving me accolades. I appreciate it, brother. You know, going through a 25-year marriage and then getting a divorce.
Oh, whoa. Stop right there. Whoa. Y'all need to catch what he just said. Because we'll speed right past that. You were 25 years married.
Yes.
And then it ended and went to the divorce.
Yes. And see, the problem was I had boyhood issues from my parents. She had things that she was dealing with. So we just dealt with our own stuff separately. So at a point, it's like, wait a minute, man, what are we doing? What are we doing? And so it wasn't going to work. We went to counseling, and there wasn't not enough effort put in to do the work that was prescribed to us. And so I said, hey, if we ain't gonna do the work, I'm gone. I can't do this by myself.
Mm.
Get out your mind that you are in a 50-50 love, like your boy said in the song, Teddy Pendergrass. No, baby, it's 100% every day. And
Every
days
day.
that I don't have 100, she has to make up my difference. Days she don't have 100, I got to make up her difference. But we have to be committed to working on whatever it is. And then we have to be careful the language that we use. You get on my nerves. Guess what? You speaking death in your marriage.
That's right.
You got to speak life every single day. But you know what the first thing you got to do? Look at that person in the mirror and remind them of how magnificent they are in the sight of God.
Yes, right.
And so when you raise your standard, you ain't going to accept nothing less than that.
20. I want to make sure y'all remember 25 years married and then divorce. And that's just the thing. A lot of times we don't share, especially in the church, outside of church. I got people from all spectrum of religions that come here. We don't share what takes place after the divorce, especially with us men.
Bruh, listen, I had folk that I grew up with sat at my table and ate. I sat at their table and ate. We were literally, you know how you do in church, everybody, your family, literally turned their back on me, bruh. And see, I won't be as transparent here because I don't know a lot of people here, but people that know me, I keep it a buck with you.
Oh,
if I'm the one that's funky in the room, I'm gonna tell you, it's me. I'm that dude.
Right.
But what I found out was there are people who they were not only angry at me, they were mad that they didn't have the courage to do what I did. Because see, what church will do, and I ain't slapping churches, but what church will do, just pray about it.
Oh,
just pray about it. Some things you can't pray away, you got to work it out.
That's right.
And if you're not willing to do the work, you are never going to get the success, bro. You can
true.
pray all day long and ain't nothing gonna change if you don't do the work.
That's it.
We got to quit blaming the devil because the devil ain't did it. It's us. It's you, bro. It's you, sis. Man. You made it funky. Now you want to blame somebody else. I just preached about Adam in the garden. And it says, Eve says, you know what? The serpent did it. Adam said, she did it. God said, y'all did it.
Right.
So you have to find where you fit in the equation of your relationship.
That's facts. That is facts.
Because givers will relate with takers because they say opposites attract. But at some time, you got to take a step back and say, wait, I'm doing all the giving here.
Right.
Because see, everybody is not mad at your misery.
No, not at all.
Sometimes when you're doing all the giving, there are people who like that.
Yeah.
Let him handle it. Let her handle it. You know, we found out that through that study that they did, where the young lady pretended that she didn't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, that was an experiment. But then you get people jumping on, well, you can't do this on a first date. You can't do this. My thing is this. If you can't do it for yourself, don't ask anybody else to bring you up. I'm not supposed to level you up to something you can't sustain your own stuff at.
That right there was settled it right there. If you can't do it yourself,
no,
why are you asking me? And most of all, I know me. We ain't going to Cheesecake the Factory the first time because I don't know you like that.
We have to look at the imagery that's put before us. What is the show called? Basketball Wives, when all the women weren't wives. Come on, man.
Facts.
So you got, you know, we're in a society now. I put on my social media page the other day, all this makeup stuff, I called it sorcery because you had some boogers. But when they got through with the makeup, bro, it was like, wow.
My God.
So let's strip it down. Can you handle me being able to afford Taco Bell? Can you handle me being able to afford McDonald's? Or do I always have to have Mastros? Do I always have to have Lowry's? You know, do I always have to have, you know, whatever your thing is? Do I always have to have that? What is? Oh, you have to take me on a trip on a private plane. You can't afford a coach ticket. Why am I buying you a private plane?
Right.
And so we have to change our whole paradigm with relationship. Hey, boo,
Mhm.
let's pack up a bologna sandwich, go sit at the park. We're going to listen to some jazz. We're going to have a good time. We're going to lay our blanket out, and we're going to be good. Because just because this dude is flying his girl over to Paris for lunch, that ain't us right now. It may
Yeah.
not ever be us, but we better be happy where we are. Because you can't look at what the person over there is doing and try to make your life predicated on what they have. Because number one, you don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
That's that right there. That right there. And that's the sad part right there. That's why I'm glad that during this time that I have created this platform where men be able to express what they're thinking and what they're going on, and to hear from you as a seat to me, your season, you've been something 25 years in. I didn't make it. I didn't make the 25. I made it a little bit, and I jumped out the ship and came out with 2 boys. But my point is, we never talk about, like you said, the ridicule that we received. I got it. You received it. What was wrong with me? Why did this happen? Here I'm in the church. I'm a deacon. I'm an elder. I'm doing all this stuff. Why did this happen to me? I thought God was with me and all like this. Why did my family fall apart? That's where men need a place where they can go and say, hey, it's okay.
And see, one of the major problems with church, I've been in church my whole life. I preached my first revival when I was 16. If God lets me live to see this Friday, I will be 60 years old. I know I don't look it.
Wow. Shout out to him. Happy birthday.
And so I say that to say this. Churches have wonderful preachers, excellent orators, anointed orators, but some of those same people can be horrible counselors.
That's a drop right there.
Because they can take you to see the king, but they cannot give you directions on how to get there yourself. And see, the sign of a well person, Jesus says this about the woman, and it's so cold-blooded. He says he must need go to Samaria, right? So then he says he gets to the well. He meets a woman there, and here's the thing. It says she told him all. And we have to have brothers in our life who we can tell all and we still be okay and not be through the city. See, that's the problem. Well, brother, I'm gonna pray for you. And then next thing you know, everybody in church is looking upside your head like, well, I'm praying for you. Why are you praying for me? I ain't talk to you.
Right.
So brother went and ran his mouth to everybody else. So you know what? I'm gonna keep my stuff to myself. And that's the problem. We over here suffering in silence, dying a silent death, and because can't nobody help me. Why are men of God, committing suicide? This conversation you having is much needed. We got to find safe spaces where, bruh, I got to rip all this off. I got to take that collar off. I got to take this cross off, and I got to tell you what I'm going through, and find somebody that can handle it. Because I'll leave you with this, because some of the stuff that we fight with, we like it. It ain't really a fight at all. Because some of us like when Delilah call us over in the night.
Oh, for sure. Just keep it 100. Yes.
Whatever your thing is.
Right.
We like that. Then we have to deal with the pressure of the aftermath. But in the moment, Lord, just don't let me die in it. That's all. That's it.
Don't let nobody call me. Don't let the saints or the people call me while I'm over at Delilah's house.
Right. And if they do, I'm just gonna put my phone on mute. Because we can throw rocks at the cat that got busted, but at the same time, in the back of their mind, we think, I'm so glad they didn't bust me.
Right.
But we have to create a space where men and women can go and say, you know what, I need some help. Because getting over the necks, that don't work. What they say, I'm gonna get over my ex by getting under my necks. No, that don't always work.
No.
And that's why we have so many fleeting relationships. And they're not really relationships, they're just hookups. Call it what it is. It's just a hookup.
It's a hookup.
You're making me feel good. It's like a drink. You get me so inebriated that I can forget about my problems. But then when I get to myself, I still got to do my problem is still there.
Yeah, that's right.
And sometimes we're so desperate for relationship that we hit all them speed bumps at 100.
Not knowing that we need to take a break and say, pause. Hey,
Yeah.
I
Let
need
me
to
work on me.
right. Man, y'all need to give a shout out to, what do you want me to call you? Because I got
Curtis, bro. I'm good.
Curtis. I got, I was about to, back in the days,
Yeah, that's all good, man.
But y'all give a shout out to Curtis Wade up here in the chat room. Let me know and drop some jewels on you. Boy, he's an excellent preacher of the word, but as a dirty macker to the widow. Ooh, see, that's serious, man. Wasn't lost her husband. See, serious. Wow.
See,
this is right there. I dare not say what I know.
but
I
see,
dare not say.
We look we look for desperation, man. And
Yeah.
see, the Bible says this. It says, "Beware of wolves in sheep's clothing," right? But check this out. We're in an age now where sheep are putting on shepherd's clothing.
Oh, whoa. Wow.
And sheep can't lead sheep.
That's right there.
And we go and we buy all these garments that make us look the part, but in our hearts, we're not the part. Because we still chasing stuff that we shouldn't be chasing, doing stuff we shouldn't be doing. And there's an accountability factor.
Yeah. That's right. That's funny because they have the scent of a shepherd because they've been around sheep. But like you said, they're unable to lead because they are not in a position. They are
sheep.
They are sheep themselves. Man, that right there. All y'all preachers in the clouds. I know y'all listen. I'll be trying to check that one. I know y'all. If I hear a preach anywhere else, you know where you got it from.
But it's all good, man. It's public domain.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Unfortunately, some cats wouldn't have nothing to preach if they didn't hear nobody else anyway. So I'll just leave that right there.
Oh my God, he's throwing them out there, man. Salute to you. Thank you so much for coming up,
man.
I give you flowers now. You've been a blessing. I think it's over 26 years plus.
Man, it's been a minute.
I want to make sure I honor you and honor everything you said back then to this time. I appreciate you. I watch how you dress. I watch how you flow. I seen some parts. I'm like, man, I want to make sure I honor you. I want to publish because I trust me.
Well, man, we got to set it up and do a full show one day. I love it. I love it.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know how your platform works. Take the questions, because some people are afraid to answer questions because you have to be willing to show your own vulnerability.
Correct.
And I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I look at what's happening now. A lot of people will preach this low hanging fruit. Right now they on Carlton Pearson. They love preaching low hanging fruit. But let's deal with what's your problem. You can talk about what Carlton did, but what is God dealing with you? Because we all got our own thing to deal with, bro.
Man, there's so much I can say with Carlton. And I'm thank God that I had the opportunity to meet him in New York. I'm glad I had the opportunity to serve him when I was in New York for a short time. And I served the man of God, got him to his destination, and got him back. I never clicked on none of that stuff. I was there just to serve the man of God. That was my duty.
Because really the indictment is against us in the church. We always talk about people who leave the church, but let's talk about why they left. Who ran them off?
And you right in my alley, because between that, who ran them off and where's the men in the church?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Y'all, you right in my lane. Right in my lane.
Well, man, look, hit me. Send me your number. I'll connect with you later on the day. I got to get out of here to an appointment. But I love you, man. I appreciate you. God bless you all. Peace.
Peace. Shout out to Brother Curtis. There we go. Man, if y'all didn't get something today, many parts, one body. Love you, family. Y'all, he dropped bras, man. Hope y'all bars. I'm sorry, I say bras. Shout out to everybody. Man, if you didn't get nothing today, this was for you. Shout out to every man that's listening, every woman that's listening, everybody that's listening. This is Lawrence D. Adams, when spirituality and the game combines. You got the thinking class. Thank you for joining us. Y'all done ran past my time. I'm an hour and 24 minutes in. Man, this was nothing but fire. So I want to thank Curtis Wade for coming up. Thank you for all the men, all the ladies, everybody's listening, the clouds and everywhere else who's going to be like taking notes and doing shows and preaching from this and doing all their go ahead. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for the cash apps. Thank you for the cash app. Thank you for everyone who's participating here. This is Lawrence D. Adams. You know when this music come on? We out of here. See you Friday. We out. Peace and beer grease. Let me find my one. I tell you, boy. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. Nick, get going. I am. Peace.